General Garland, thank you. You're aware, and we've talked about even yet this morning, the tremendous increase in levels of violent crime. The murder rate has surged 30% in 2020. It's the largest increase in over 50 years in any single year. But overall violent crime, which includes assaults, robberies, and rapes, increased by 5%. Joint operations between federal law enforcement and local and state law enforcement seem to be successful. We've had Operation Legend and Operation Triple Beam in our state. Director Ray joined me in Kansas earlier this year. We met with our local state law enforcement officials. During that conversation, the Chief Carl Oakman of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department expressed his desire, first of all, how valuable those joint operations were and his desire to see more of them. And of course, that's not unique to the Kansas City region of our state. To what extent are joint law enforcement operations a part of the DOJ's plan to combat violent crimes?
Well, they are the center of our strategy. In May of 2021, after I'd been in office just a couple of months, I saw the same statistics that you're referring to now about the rise in violent crime, the startling rise in 2020, which continued into 2021. And so I launched our first violent crime strategy for the department. That really includes 3 pillars, all of which are the ones you're talking about, which is joint task forces among federal law enforcement, joint task forces between federal and the state and local law enforcement, and involvement of the community, because it's essential that the community let us know where the bad guys are and who the bad guys are. So it is the core of what we do. So the money that we're asking for comes in, I would say, 2 buckets here. We're asking for more than $20 billion. That's an increase of 8.2% for our federal law enforcement in the Justice Department, all of whom participate in these task forces. So that includes the U.S. Attorney's offices, the FBI, the ATF, the DEA, the U.S. Marshal Services. Then we're asking for $8.2 billion, which is an increase in $5.48 billion for grants for state and local law enforcement, for the sheriffs you're talking about, for the police you mentioned in your opening as well. This includes money for cops hiring, for the Burn JAG grant that the chair spoke of, which are used for these task forces, for OVW grants, some of which are also used for investigative task forces. That's the way we are able to create these joint task forces. And so I completely agree with your assessment.